Welcome to the Internet Tools virtual meeting for the International Institute of Genealogical Studies, found at genealogicalstudies.com. I'm Cheryl Levy, and tonight I have a little bit of a slideshow to share with you. And I'll just get that up. Okay, so here we go. Okay. So these are just a few of the links to other tools that we have, Facebook page, the courses, all of those things. If you're watching the recording, just take a screenshot of it and you can have all of our links right there for your convenience. All of these can be reached from our website at genealogicalstudies.com. And just look across the top menu, and there's a place there for the courses. There's a place for community, which then takes you to Facebook and the social media and YouTube channels up there. Okay, this is the Using Internet Tools virtual meeting. We have it every month. And it focuses on 4 courses mainly. And the first one is a basic course, which is using the internet, which we all need to do if we're doing research online. The other courses that it can touch on is connecting family. How do you connect with family online and virtually? Google for the wise genealogist, and social media tools for the wise genealogist. And these courses are helpful. They quickly um, can become out of date in certain areas because the internet is constantly changing. And so if there is something that is being shown in one of those courses, you may have to see what the current uh, way to use that tool is, and they change the interface all the time. Okay, but we do have 4 courses. So the first one is on using the internet. And these are the ones that I'm going to kind of connect with tonight. Also, the Google, because I'm going to show you how to Google what my topic is, and also how then I use social media. So what I wanted to do is show you, if you are going to start a new research project in an area that you're not familiar with, what do you do? And so I just put in, I want to do some research on my German heritage. And so rather than just putting in and looking for a lot of German websites, which is good, the idea of what I wanted to show you tonight is to use genealogy societies or organizations that have German special interest groups. And special interest groups are shortened to SIG, S-I-G. So if you're on a genealogy society website, or you get their newsletter and they're talking about webinars or meetings that they have every month for SIGs, that is a special interest group. And so I put in the Google for German SIGs to see what would come up and if I could find some places where I could get information on German resources, doing research for German resources and ancestry that are being studied and promoted in these groups. And so what it is in a genealogy society, perhaps they have a lot of members that have a specific research topic, like German heritage. And maybe they're in an area that had a lot of German settlers at one point, or maybe it's just a lot of people in their group that have German ancestry. And so they have started a special interest group. And so they will be gathering information. Maybe it's books in their library, maybe it's lists of useful URLs. A lot of different things. You never know what you're going to find in a genealogy society because it's whatever the members of that society decide to do, whatever project they take on, and then they share it with their membership and to the public at large. And so most of these webinars, and I love webinars, and that is a tool to supplement your knowledge in any area is to access webinars by genealogy societies. And so I put that in the search, and then I'm going to start to get hits, right? And so there's one in the St. Louis Genealogy Society, Fairfax Genealogical Society, Edmonton, Canada Genealogy Society, and the list keeps going. There's one in the for Virginia. There's one in South Orange County, California, the Jewish Genealogy Society of Greater Boston, and the list kept going on and on. And so you just there's a lot of genealogy societies that have a German special interest group. And each one of these groups would meet and talk about different topics. I went to one that had a special speaker, and she had grown up in Germany, and she explained out all the traditions, the Christmas traditions that she grew up with as a child, and they made so much sense. And they were so it was so interesting, but also you could see where my German ancestors who have been here for several generations, which one of those traditions did they continue to carry down in the family that maybe the people didn't even know that it was a German tradition, but it's just something that we always did at Christmas or another holiday. And so sometimes it can explain things why traditions are in certain areas or even how they've blended in to other ethnic groups in that area to be something that is celebrated today. So another way to search, and that was under just a regular search, but if you click images at the top, which I always like clicking the images because I'm visual, and then it gives a lot of the same hits, but it's going to show a little picture because it's images, and it's going to pick out something off of a website that is gonna match your, search terms. And notice I put German SIG in quotes because that's my focus. I'm focused on German SIGs. And so there was a lot of, hits that came up, and then you can choose whichever one you want to click on. And so this one got my attention, was the German genealogy on Facebook. But before I went there, at the other end of the menu from where you click the images, if you click this button that says Tools, then this little drop down comes here, this little drop down menu, and then you get a whole lot more um, options underneath that. And so you can see that it drops down. I clicked then on Advanced Search, and up pops this box, and I can make it really specific, and so I can really filter down farther and make, what I'm looking for, maybe I'm looking for a certain location, or maybe I'm looking for, Hessian or, another region in, Germany, and so then I can add that to the words that I'm searching for. You can also use this anytime. And so you can filter it to just things in the past 24 hours, the past week. But at the bottom, you see you can do custom date range. And so if you are looking, and obviously this search is for current German SIGs, but if you were searching for something that you only wanted hits from maybe the 1800s, then you could put it in the search range down here and narrow down your search even further. Okay, so back to my original search. I noticed that there was a hit for Family Search, and we always want to go to Family Search. Anytime that you're starting a new research project, it's always really useful to go to Family Search. And when I clicked on it, it was very specific. It was the German genealogical societies. It had a whole list of them. And so there were 48 that were listed on the Family Search page there of German genealogical societies. And so if I was doing something different, if I was doing Polish or I was doing another nationality, you could go in and search for that, knowing that they do have pages of genealogy societies with that emphasis. Okay, so the other way to do it, which is the usual way that we do it, is when you go into Family Search and you do have to have an account and you have to sign in, but it's free. And you go to the top menu where it says search, and then you go down. When it drops down, you click on Research Wiki, and, it goes, I looked for German genealogy. And so you're gonna get, a little introduction at the top. You wanna bookmark this page because if you're doing German genealogy, you're gonna want to know all the links that they have gathered here and see what is going to be useful to you. Okay, so if I scroll down a little bit more, there was a map. And the map is interactive. I can click on the regions of that map, or I can come over here and I can click on the name. Maybe I don't know where in Germany it is, then I would want to click the name. If I do know where in Germany, but I don't know what it's called now, I could click on the region. And so that's very helpful. On the side, on the right hand side, you're gonna have a menu. At the top, it has the flag, and then it has the topics, and the first one is beginning. So if you're just starting researching a certain area, it's good to click on those links and just find out what the special, um, things to watch for when you're doing research in that area. The next one is record types, and you can see there's a lot of different record types, military, citizenship, church records, registration, lots of different topics. You keep going down, it'll give you German background. So now you're going to look into some history, the calendars so that you know how they recorded things, church history, and the structure of churches is going to be so important to find out um, where to look for records and how they're recorded. Jurisdictions, those change. And according to, especially Germany, according to the time frame that you're looking at. And so you're definitely going to want that. Maps, naming customs. That's a huge one for me. When I figured it out, it made it so much easier. And handwriting, they have very distinct fonts in old German records. And the next section is genealogical word lists. And I do not speak German. Um, I would be hard pressed to even pick out a few words. And so this is a list of words that you will find in genealogy records. So, married, died, son, father, those kind of words, so that when you come across that word, you have an idea. Okay, what is this talking about? Before you try and translate the whole thing, you're going to see if it's relevant. And then the bottom ones are cultural and resources. And yeah, library and archive societies, all of those things. But I clicked on the German word list. And when you open it, it has some um, information about the handwriting. But at the very top, there's a PDF file that you can click on and download and have on your computer. And it will give you things that are common to look out for. the verbs, the letters, the spelling, all of those kind of things, the names is all on that file. I did the same thing for Latin because, Catholic records and a lot of the early records, I think probably until they switched to Protestant records, I'm not sure if Protestant records have Latin, I would think not, but I'm not sure. And so, Latin, you're gonna come across Latin in church records in Germany, and so you can download the Latin one. And, don't forget that we have a Latin course now, and, it's a very basic, I think it only has 4 modules, 4 or 5 modules, it's not very long, but it really, really, is gonna help you to, read old records that were a lot of times written with Latin, or at least Latin, was the root of the information that's in there. And so this is really gonna help you, and this is a free download from Family Search. Okay, so I went back and, for webinars. I really like the Pinellas Genealogy Society in Florida. They have a lot of webinars. They have a calendar with a lot of different topics. And so I go there quite a bit and check their calendar. And when I went to check, sure enough, they have a German genealogy special interest group. And so the meeting for April was yesterday. So I put down the one for the 5th of May, which is coming up next month. And so it's the first Monday of every month. They have their German genealogy special interest group. And so if you click on their calendar, then you can scroll through and find out when the next ones are, when the next meetings are. And when I clicked on the calendar, a little pop-up comes up and tells me that it's the first Monday of every month and who it is that is takes care of that. And you can register for the meeting by Zoom, and they'll give you the notification, and you can go in and attend and check it out. See what they're doing each month. But I also, going on here, they will keep their recordings of their webinars for about a month. Sometimes it's a little more than a month, it depends, but usually for a month, they will keep the recording there that you can go in and listen to it if you couldn't go on the day. So it's a good place to go. So when I looked on that page, because I always check that page too, I found that they did. They had on March the 19th, the first German families in America. And I just listened to a little bit of it, and it goes into William Penn and just, the beginning and why they came and the establishment of German immigration from into early America. And so if you are interested in that, it will probably be there for a bit longer because it's usually a good month that it stays on there. So that's one that you may want to check out. But always check back and see what recordings are there. And some genealogy societies will put their recordings on their YouTube channel. But this one, it does go to YouTube, but it's a private YouTube that is only for a certain time period, and then it becomes exclusive to their members. And if you're finding that you are going to a genealogy society quite a bit, consider becoming a member, and then you'll have access to all of the recordings and the handouts, and that could be very useful if you have a lot of research in the topics that they are presenting. I have no Florida connections at all, but they present a lot of topics that I am interested in, and it's through the library there too. Another one that okay, this is the same one. It's you click on the hyperlink there, and then the YouTube channel will come up, or the YouTube video will come up, and then you can watch it. Okay, so then I went to from the other list. I went to the village's genealogy society, which I've never gone to before, but they had a German genealogy sig. And so they had this little link. Remember on the images page where it says German genealogy on Facebook? And so when I went to there, it opened to this page, but look at all of the other information they have that they are doing and putting out there for people to access all the things that they've been doing for German research. But I was staying focused and I went to the top and I clicked that page and came to their Facebook page. And actually, this is a group. And this is important when you go to a new Facebook. This is a group, which is different than a page. A page is public, anybody can see what's written on it. A group has different settings. This group for this society's German genealogy sig is private. And you can see that it's private there. And then it says only members can see who's in the group and what they post, and that they have 126 members in their group. Okay. But if you read back at the top, it says this is a closed Facebook. And so it is only exclusively for their members. So if you want it to be part of that, you would have to be a member to access that. And also look and see how active a group is maybe before you consider joining it. This one only has 126 members. It has no posts in the last month. So it doesn't look like it's very active, but maybe it's just not active in this time period. We don't know, but that's something to look for when you're considering to join, especially if you're going to try and join as a member. Okay, but they also had the link there for German genealogy on Facebook, but it wasn't affiliated with the villages. So it's just somebody who's doing the web page that is going to show you. And it took me to another German genealogy group. And so I went on here, and yes, you can request to be a member of this group. It is private, but that just means it's not public for anybody around the world to see. You have to have, you're going to have people who are actually doing German genealogy. But look, it has 29, almost 30,000 members in it. It had 11 posts just today, and so and it's been created 17 years ago. So this is an active German genealogy group, and so it might be something that you would want. So that's what you do when you go and look at a Facebook group to see whether you want to join it or not. And when you do and request membership, you usually have to answer some questions, which is usually like, where in Germany is your research, and they check you out so that, you're not a spammer going onto their site. And so this is another way to do this is to go on the search box, and that's up in the left corner, and just to search for German genealogy. So I put in German genealogy. It gave me this drop down, and then I chose German genealogy groups. And when I did that, up comes lots of groups. There are lots of German genealogy researchers that are on Facebook and have groups. So just click in on them. Don't just join automatically. You can see how many members are in there. You can check and see if they how active they are, and then find one if that's going to be something that is going to be of use to you. Okay, so the Institute has courses. And so you can just take a simple German ancestors course that's going to give you a good overview and help you to just become familiar with doing German research. If you're more serious, then you might want to go for our German certificate. And the certificate has 12 compulsory courses plus the methodology certificate. until you come up to 40 courses. And so that leaves you, so with your basic, intermediate, advanced German, plus the methodology courses, then there'll be 13 other courses that you need to take to make your 40 to get your certificate for your PLCGS. And other people, maybe they took Eastern European courses along with this for the 13. Some took DNA as their secondary for their electives, and then you get a combination certificate, a German and DNA certificate. And so there's different ways of doing that. But if you're really seriously getting into German research, you're going to want to do the courses and really um, filter it down to really focus in on the special aspects of German research. And so it's still in 3 levels, just like the other courses, because the methodology courses are the basis of all of our certificates. You get a little study plan when you do your courses to help keep track of where you are in the modules. So, oh, I'm missing one, sorry. So there's 12 courses that are compulsory, and then coming up, so this is news, coming up, there is going to be a German virtual meeting. It's going to be every second month, and Drew is going to be heading that up. And so he is starting a German virtual meeting every second month starting next month. Okay, so you may want to check that out if you have German ancestry. And you don't have to be in a course to attend any of our virtual meetings. They're open for any students to come in and check them out and just see what it's all about. Okay, we have lots of other virtual meetings, and we usually post this in the Facebook group at the beginning of the month. And then every week we give you a little snapshot of what the virtual meetings are for each week. And Kim is really good at keeping us informed about that. And so just watch and see when which virtual meetings are coming up and the date, but you have to check the time. You have to actually go into your calendar and make sure that you have your calendar set in your time zone so that when you click on it, it's going to show you the time in your time zone. And that's why we don't put times on, because we have students from all over the world, and it just gets too confusing to try and figure out all the time zones and um, the different time changes and daylight savings time and all of that. So we just put it in your time zone, and then it'll show it to you on the calendar. Okay, and so that is what I have. So the internet tools is every month, and so for May, it is scheduled for the 24th of May. And so that's a little bit away. And so if you're interested, come back and see what I talk about next month for using tools for your research. And so that is my presentation for today. Thank you for joining me. This has been the internet tools, using internet tools, virtual meeting for the International Institute of Genealogical Studies, and that's found at genealogicalstudies.com. If you haven't been to our website, come and check us out and see if there's something that is of interest to you. Okay, thank you for joining me today.